as the day went on, that's when it started really going up. And then I wake up the next morning to 900,000 views. I was like, oh, this is going to hit 1 million today. Hits 1 million. Now it's almost at 2 million.
Welcome back to Filling You In. I'm Coco, and with you is my co-host Subhash, and today we've got a great episode for you. Today we're going to be having our first guest on the podcast. Our guest Subhash is gonna introduce him, but he inspires both of us. We're both, when we're thinking about like who to have on, we're like, this guy, because seriously, he's that special.
Facts.
I'm gonna have Subhash introduce him now, and then we'll get right into it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today on the podcast, we have Jack Ho, or on Instagram, at Jackfromtown. Jack is an athlete and posts his adventures and hobbies on social media. Whether it's surfing clips, flipping midair on a hydrofoil, or hanging out with friends and family, Jack has a solid online presence which has caught the attention of numerous brands and other creators. Jack has kept up a strong academic profile while balancing his extracurricular activities, which is no small feat, in which we're going to ask him about today. Both on and offshore, Jack is a very likable person with a bright future, and I'm fortunate to call him a good friend. Jack, welcome into Filling You In today. How are you?
Aloha, Coco, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I just want to say shout out to Coco and Subhash for having me. When I saw their text on Instagram, I was super stoked to get into this, and I've done a few podcasts before, and I really enjoy talking and having conversations over this online kind of COVID Zoom call, whatever platform we're using. We've kind of adapted into this COVID kind of way of conversing with each other. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm stoked to talk about whatever topics you guys wish to talk about. So again, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're both excited. We're both very excited.
Well, I am too.
And we listen to other podcasts you've done, or podcasts or whatever, and I don't think people understand how not hard, but how like it's not a talent, but skillful you have to be to balance everything on especially the things that you have on your plate. And that's one of the things that we do want to talk about on this podcast, is what we're literally talking about today, which is like time management and stuff like that. So yeah, no, this is gonna be great. I'm really excited, and I think we're just gonna get right into it, Jack. You're obviously you're a waterman. You're in the ocean. Where does your passion for the ocean come from?
So, for me, growing up with my parents were never forcing me to do anything. I played all the I-9 sports, ASO soccer, KAC basketball, all the sports that everyone grows up playing. I've done it all, and I enjoyed them. But when I started surfing when I was 5, that was kind of equally something that I enjoyed, along with basketball and soccer and all those other sports. And it wasn't until I was 5th grade when I really discovered my passion for the ocean. My parents, again, never forced me to do anything, so they kind of left it up to me to what I wanted to do every day after school and in my free time. And as I started surfing more, I realized that the beach and the ocean is where I want to be after school and in my free time and on the weekends. And the friendships I've made from surfing and the people I've met is the main thing that drives me every day to be a better waterman, be a better ocean enthusiast, and kind of an ocean ambassador for everyone. But yeah, my love for surfing started when I was about 10 years old, 10, 11. When I was in 5th grade, I won my first surf contest. The prize was a brand new surfboard, and I remember after school asking my mom to drop me off at the beach. And in 5th grade, being 10 or 11 years old, asking your mom to just drop you off at the beach for 2 hours after school to surf is it's a little shocking for my mom. I remember she's like, kind of felt uncomfortable, and I called my dad. I was like, Dad, can I just go surf my brand new surfboard that I won, instead of waiting for the weekend when you're off from work? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. Tell your mom that I'm good with it, and that when I come home for dinner tonight from work, we can all talk about how it went, and starting from there, we can kind of move on and see where this takes us. So my mom dropped me off at the beach after school. I went surfing. She picked me up. I was alive. She was happy. Came home tonight for dinner. My dad kind of assured my mom that I'm safe in the ocean, surfing Waikiki after school. I know enough people. I'm worst comes to worst, if I really need to call my mom, I can ask someone to use their phone. So it started there, and until a month ago when I got my license, my mom would just drop me off at the beach, or I'd find a ride. Until middle school, every day after school, my mom would just come home from school if I wanted to go surf. My mom would drop me off, or if I would to surf another spot close to my house, I could walk across the park. And I just started doing that. I made a few friends. I realized that some of my neighbors also love to surf, and made friends with them. So, we would all go down, carpool. As I got a little older, maybe freshman year, I started meeting a significant amount of people, and I just met so many more people that I had all these new connections where I was able to find my own rides to the beach. Really, if I really needed a ride, my mom could take me, but a lot of times it was friends who drove, and older friends especially that would kind of take me. And then I got my license last month, so now I can drive myself, and getting to the beach kind of after school was the main priority for me. And that's how my love for the ocean started. And from there, I've learned all these different ocean sports and ways to ride waves. And right now, I'm where I am. So that's kind of my story of how it all started.
Yeah, I mean, so that's interesting because the thing is, one, you're good at what you do, and you love what you like to do. So I mean, that's the perfect balance. What is Voyager like foilers?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. So going back to what Coco just said before the Voyager foiler question, being good at what you're doing and love what you're doing is two different things. I know a ton of my friends who are incredible athletes, but they don't fully love their sport. Their parents force them into doing it, and they've kind of done it their whole life. They've kind of accepted, oh, I'm really good at this sport, but I don't really like it. And for me, I'm glad to say that I try my best, and I am good at what I do, and I love what I do. So that's truly where the two, talent and passion, come together, and you're left with your amazing hobby and passion. Going on to the Voyager foiler, hydrofoiling, the art of hydrofoiling, essentially it's a surfboard with a shaft, maybe 2 feet or so underneath the board, and underneath that's like a wing, and it acts like an underwater airplane. And as you paddle into the wave, you stand up, and that board rises off the ocean, and you're flying above the water, and it can be compared to like snowboarding powder. So that kind of got introduced to the surfing world, I'm going to say 5 years ago or so, 4 or 5 years ago. Before, it's been around forever. It's not some new technology. It's used on boats, hydrofoil boats, just to increase speed and decrease drag, making for fuel-efficient boats. But they kind of adapted that idea into big wave foil towing 20 years ago with Laird Hamilton. And Dave Coloma strapped into these huge snowboard boots on metal foils. And then 5 years ago, the owners of GoFoil kind of brought the first surf foil into perspective with carbon fiber, and they've made this surf foil that now, if you look out at your local surf break in Hawaii, you'll see a ton of people just flying around the ocean on these things. So that started about 5 years ago. I started doing that about 3 years ago. I remember I got my first U set up and learned how to do it. And back then, it was only in the waves. You can catch a wave, and as you turn off that wave, you can use your force and momentum from your body and your legs to pump back out, catch another wave as 2 for 1, saying you caught 2 waves and only paddled once. That eliminates surfing's worst part is the paddle, right? So you go back out, pump back out, catch another wave, and essentially you do that as many times until your body is dead and your legs are dead. In the beginning, if 2 or 3 was pretty crazy, and now my friends and I could stay up for half an hour if we wanted to in the waves. But Voyager foiler, that whole concept started when we saw Kai Lenny and these hydrofoil pioneers crossing oceans riding swells, and you see a it's the art of downwinding, downwind sailing, downwind paddling, everything. You paddle downwind and you ride these ocean swells. And the thought of doing that on a hydrofoil, whatever, 4 years ago was so foreign. And out here outside Diamond Head, when the southeast east side of Oahu is really exposed to these east-northeast trade winds, especially in the summertime, they blow pretty hard and it creates these huge open ocean swells. So we started doing that, kind of seeing what's possible, going from a mile up the beach and foiling down using the swells and kind of seeing how far we could go. And it started with a few of the lifeguards in Waikiki and me and my friends, and finally we had this idea to create a brand, Voyager Foiler. And we started on Instagram, and it was 4 of us posting videos of us downwind hydrofoiling, is what we call it. And there was no goal, there's no, there's nothing we're trying to achieve, right? So it was just for fun. We had all these videos, what are we going to do with them, post them on Instagram. So fast forward, that was a year ago, Voyager Foiler, I want to say, has 6,000 followers on Instagram. I could be wrong. Look at that right now, but the point is, they've grown so much, and the amount of people that have, 4,000 followers, almost 5,000 followers on Instagram.
That's dope.
And we started it with 10 of our friends following it. So we made hats and stickers and shirts just to keep it fun. But what we really got out of it was this group of people who come from all these different backgrounds who started hydrofoiling and wanted to work their way up to go downwind foiling, which is a kind of the most skillful form of foiling there is now. And our local, we call it a run, right? So you do a downwind run. Our local run is about 2 miles, and that's the run that everyone wants to conquer. So when you start, you're in the ocean. If you fall, there's no getting back up. You have to catch a wave to start it. So if you fall, you're paddling back in half a mile, depends how far out you are. So sometimes it's a 10-minute paddle, sometimes it's a 5-minute paddle, it can even be an hour paddle. I've done hour paddles from the middle of the ocean, but people working their way up to be able to downwind foil. And I think the biggest thing that we've got out of Voyager Foiler, which is just this little Instagram account, is the amount of people that have come to us to want to learn how. And all these people come from very different backgrounds. We have professional surfers coming to downwind with us. We have content creators, videographers, photographers coming to downwind. Guys who are just family men or doctors. All these people from different backgrounds, young and old. Me, I'm 16. I'm friends with guys who are 40, 45 years old, and they're some of my closest friends. And especially in the surfing community, age doesn't really matter. It's kind of whoever you're around at your local break, or whoever you surf or foil with is kind of who you are friends with. And this whole age thing, like being friends with 40-year-olds, a lot of my friends think it's pretty strange, but for me, I love them. They're my friends, and that's why I appreciate them. And I think that this relationship with all these different people is the most important thing that has come out of Voyager Foiler and foiling in general.
Wow, what a response, Jack! That was a lot, in the best way possible.
Yeah, so Jack, it's great that you have the support of all these people in Voyager Foil, and as well as your family. What's the 3 most important things that your parents taught you?
Oh, that's gosh, you guys have great questions. My parents are my biggest supporters. They send me to school. They buy me what I need. They feed me. They give me a house to live in. So they're big. The 3 biggest things I think that I've taken away from them is one, my mom says, work hard, play hard, go to school, get my education, graduate high school, study. If I do that, I can play as hard as I want, as long as I want. And I really respect that. I think that's something I really try to live by. And if I'm not working hard, my mom will let me play hard, and it's as simple as that. If I'm slammed one day with schoolwork, overdue stuff, she kind of asked me like, why is this overdue? It's just, if I'm not doing it, if I'm playing too hard, I kind of gotta take a break for a few days from surfing or whatever I have to do and focus on school. So it's kind of that balance between outside of school activities and inside of school studies. My dad tells me to be a good person, not just with your friends, but in the community, because everyone's watching. Everyone knows who everyone is. Everyone knows who you are. Doesn't matter how many followers you have on Instagram. Doesn't matter how many friends you have. Everyone's watching you, and everyone knows, oh, you're so-and-so's son, you're so-and-so's daughter. The people your parents went to school with, everyone, especially living on Oahu, everyone's connected, everyone's family, and everyone's watching what you do, and everyone knows what you're doing. So always being a good person, even when no one's watching, is what my dad always tells me. And I think one thing they collectively have taught me is to appreciate everything that is given to you. Doesn't matter how small the company is. If they send you a packet of stickers, you say thank you, or if they sign you with a huge paycheck with a contract, you say thank you. It doesn't matter how big or how small the opportunity is. If you feel it's right to take it, you take it, and you appreciate it. And that goes for everything. And I think the big thing that I try to live by, going off topic, but if you say what my parents kind of taught me, what I kind of taught myself that I try to live by every day is live every day like it is your last, and make the most of every moment, because every single day I'm trying to figure out how I can make my day the best day. It can be what I can do to make my day better, what I can do to improve the life of myself as well as my friends and family, and seizing every opportunity. I very rarely come into my room and lie down for multiple hours on my phone. And I reserve that for nighttime when there's nothing to do, or if I'm just tired. But during the day, I try to do as much as I can and enjoy every moment. So
yeah. I mean, wow. That I think all those are values that I know both Coco and I live by, but. Yeah, I think the one thing that I definitely relate to you on the part, especially when you said about living every day like it's your last, because life is short. Life is short. And things go by fast. I mean, Jack, you're gonna be a junior. We're gonna be
it's
sophomores.
crazy.
Yeah.
I just feel like I just got into the school I'm at. I just feel like I'm like seriously.
I remember kindergarten, first grade like it's yesterday.
Like,
it's scary fast, but
How was the
by.
COVID experience for you? Like online learning and things like that?
The past year of Corona and COVID and this whole COVID world we're living in right now has been the best year of my life. The opportunities and relationships that have come out of it are just so amazing. And when I was sitting in GSD in March 2020, and when I was sitting in GSD, I think it was January actually, and Josh Lawrence brings up, oh, there's a coronavirus. We go, what? What's coronavirus? They go, oh, someone ate a bat in China, and now there's this virus. And we're like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Like, how does that affect our lives? It doesn't. He's like, yeah, well, let's think for a little bit. What's the causes and effects of this? And we're, I guess everyone dies and our entire world shuts down. We're like, okay, yeah, but like being real here, like, oh, maybe someone gets sick in China and a few people are in the hospital. And then it wasn't until 2 months later, to the Friday before we go on spring break, thinking, oh, am I going to return to school? Or it's funny talking about this now. Yeah.
March 13th. March 13th, dude. I remember
was it Friday the 13th?
Yesterday. Hey, it was a Friday the 13th. It was March 13th. I swear to God, I was like sitting there. I was like, there was no way I'm not gonna come back in a month. I am coming back. This coronavirus thing is staying in China or wherever it is. This is all like, this is being, someone is saying, exaggerating, like this is not happening. Week later, I get an email. Hey, spring break's getting extended by 2 days so we can prepare for online learning. What a year it would be. Seriously.
And he thought it was a month of online learning and we're back. I thought the same thing.
Bruh.
Talking about it now is really funny. But going back to that Friday, all of us kind of just were like, oh, this is BS. This is they're overreacting as the school needs to, and whatever. We're going to figure this out. So Friday comes and Josh Lawrence tells us, okay, guys, well, there's a chance you do online learning, and we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, we'll see you when we see you, and clean out your lockers, take everything home for spring break, and have a great break. So we go home, and once we kind of got the word that online learning is starting, everyone was kind of frazzled. No one really knew what to do and how to react to it. Myself, just like everyone, went with it and learned how to do it. And with this COVID lockdown, and I think everyone can agree to this, but there's the beginning of COVID before it got serious. There's this maybe weeks or months where everything was starting to get locked down, but no one really was fully in COVID mode yet. Everyone was still kind of somewhat normal, seeing their friends, seeing their family. And as stuff started to shut down, I'm kind of decreasing the amount of people I'm seeing. Like, oh, this COVID thing really is real, and if it is that contagious, like maybe I'll just stop seeing as many people and just kind of play it safe. And that's when, starting from there until it got really serious, I wasn't really seeing that many people, but the people that I were seeing, it was in an outdoor setting at the beach. And that's when I really realized who my true friends were and who I truly love. And all my life I've kind of been, I'm a really outgoing person, but the people who I hang out with and choose to give my time to are very selective. And for me, the school environment at school was never really my place where I think is like the most efficient way to spend my time. Where there's other kids who stay at school from sundown or sun up to sundown because that's their life. It was never really my life. It was just some place I learned. So going into COVID, I'm seeing my friends at the beach, and there was maybe 5 or 10 of us that were seeing each other every day just surfing. And there's this magical kind of month where I want to say it's June last year, but Waikiki was shut down, ghost town, no hotels, nobody was allowed on the beach, and nobody was allowed, in the hotels. Everything was quarantined, and that was probably something that we might not see for a while in our lifetime. It's kind of something my parents had never seen before. And during that month when Waikiki was shut down, I would go down to go surf just to get my exercise. And the only other people there were my friends, because that's where we kind of grown up, and that's where we could go to see each other. And being in the ocean at a safe distance is relatively safe. And we all wanted to still go surfing, so the relationships and friendships that kind of grew and our bond kind of strengthened. And with foiling Waikiki when it was small, or surfing when the waves were good, no matter whatever we were doing in the ocean, we were building our friendship. And I didn't have to see anybody from school. I didn't have to see anybody from this. It was only me and my friends. And the relationships that came out of that were amazing. And our friendships just got so much tighter and so much stronger. And then also going into foiling, as my sophomore year, that was the whole Waikiki thing kind of happened in my end of freshman year into summer, and then going into sophomore year, we were online again, and everyone kind of got the hang of it. I was actually really enjoying it. But going from there, I had maybe 2 to 4 hours of school every day, and that left me with all this free time. So I could go surf every day, but I wasn't really doing anything with my life, really. And it was kind of do school and maybe go down and foil with my friends. And I'm meeting all these new people, and I really realized, I tell everybody who asks this question, how was COVID? I tell them this response, but the amount of knowledge and lessons and everything that I've learned from hanging out with older people in the past year has nothing near what you could have been taught in school. It's learning from being social. I'm hanging out with so many different people, teachers, druggies, even guys who are kind of sketchy, but with my parents finally meet them and kind of agree that these people are good people and that I'm safe with them. They'll let me hang out with them, and I'm seeing all these new people in the ocean. They're we all talk, we all have conversations. It's just little life lessons that come out of every conversation with these older people. I've kind of taken away from it, and I think that's kind of a big takeaway is the amount that I've learned outside of school in the past year and a half of COVID. So COVID and online learning has really it's been a hidden blessing, and I'm sure a few other people could say the same, and a lot of people could say the complete opposite, how they hated it. But for me, it was really good actually. So I'm not too sad to go back to school. I'm pretty excited to catch up with teachers and friends that I haven't seen in a while, but I am gonna miss that kind of lockdown vibe where it's just me and a few friends and us every day kind of spending our time outdoors in the ocean, because that was the only place you could spend time. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss that.
No, I think COVID for me was definitely, I wouldn't say it's the best year of my life. I had a different experience, but I mean, I think especially for you and everything you did and everything you just explained, it seems like it was an eye opener, and a lot of different realizations were made about your surroundings, about your environment, about who you're hanging with, about what's going on in the world, and something that's been keeping us all together during the pandemic, something that I think every single person in the world is undoubtedly grateful for, is social media. Jack, you obviously you were a talented waterman from the jump, but what really made you start to post what you're doing online, and not just like the occasional, hey guys, I'm surfing, #blessed, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what made you like create your the content you post is like it's quality, it's rich, it's like good, like it's not the stuff you're seeing from your friends, right? Or like from everyone in the world.
So I started Instagram 3 years ago, and my dad got this cool camera. It was a Canon, a $300 Canon camera from Walmart, or it was a Nikon, whatever. And prior to that, he would just take videos of me surfing on his phone, and they're junk quality. And when he finally got this camera, he got a video of me surfing one day, and it was pretty good. And I had Instagram in the past, but it was like, stuff like that, like hashtag at the beach with my friends, or just dumb posts. I had maybe 100 or 200 followers on it. And my parents found out, and this was in like fourth grade, they made me delete it because they thought I was too young. It probably was. And I didn't need that in my life. So I told my dad, I was like, Dad, what am I going to do with this video? It's kind of a good video. He's like, oh, well, what can you do with it? I was like, well, my friends have Instagram. And do you want to like download the app and like start my own Instagram? He's like, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. He's like, well, will you take it seriously? I go, yeah, of course. Like, all I want to do is just post my surfing videos so my friends can like see me surf, just because that's what I want to share with the world. So I got on Instagram, posted that video, got 150 likes, and at that time I was like pretty blown away. 150 likes, and I started my Instagram with however many followers. Thought that was pretty good, and
that's what I get.
It was, and it was that 150 likes was just all my friends who have known me my entire life finally realizing, oh, he's on Instagram. Let's look at my stuff. So that my first video kind of blew up, and I kept posting this stuff. I had maybe like 100 or 200 followers, and I posted another video, and it got 18,000 views. And I have no idea. Don't ask me how. I have no idea how. That's more views than I get now.
Wow.
But it got 18,000 views, and I came to school the next day. And my friends were like, 18K, like, look at that. I was like, what? Like, what does that mean? like 18,000. I was like, okay, like what does that mean? They're like 18,000 people viewed your video. I go, what? I was like, how can? Like, there's no way. And I'm looking at it, it says 18,000 views. I was kind of blown away. I was like, okay, that doesn't really make sense. I have, 200 followers on Instagram, so I kept going on, and my view count was just going up and up and up. And I still kind of question that to this day. Like, was it just the Instagram algorithm at the time, or was it 18,000, or was it 100 people watching it over and over again? And as I started to like see the reactions of different people when I posted these surfing videos, it kind of like, it's just serotonin, right? It makes you feel good and you want more of it, so you put out more. And it was as easy as me going to the beach and my dad staying on the beach for 45 minutes, getting a few waves on camera, and me going home, putting in an iMovie with a song to it and posting it on Instagram. And it was easy. And I never really understood or saw the effect that it had on other people and companies and stuff. So as I got more videos up on Instagram, got more followers, and just more content started coming my way. People who were photographing them on Instagram, you can send a direct message. I would get direct messages like, hey, I took your picture while you were surfing today. Oh, thanks. Post on Instagram, give their picture credit, their tag. And now I'm almost at 8,000 followers on the ground. 3 years later, wasn't until maybe last year or year before where I kind of realized, like, oh, this is a powerful tool, and this can have an effect on me and other people. So the direction where I started taking it was kind of posting stuff and tagging companies. And from there, if companies are willing to give you stuff in return, a simple tag is what they want. So I will post all these things, tag my local sunscreen sponsor, which was my friend's grandma, who was giving me stuff. Just small stuff like that. I tag in my friends at school, be like, oh, like, you're so lame. Like, you think you're all cool with your Instagram posts. I was like, okay, well, I'm just doing it. Like, I got kind of a lot of hate, really. And this is in middle school. And yes, it was hurtful, but at the same time, I kind of knew that what I was doing was better than them. And I just kept doing what I was doing. And that evolved into bigger companies sending me, maybe a t-shirt or a pair of shorts. And that evolves into, last year when I'm getting a box of like clothes with multiple shirts and multiple shorts and stuff from companies. And then this past year, getting boxes of $8,000 worth of foils in a box that shows up at my front door, and getting random companies DMing me like, hey, can we send you this for a story post? And if the product's interesting, then for sure, send it my way. And it was just all these people reaching out to me, asking me to simply just tag them in posts in return for what we call flow, their flow new product. And that was great. I was stoked on that, and it wasn't until, let's say, the past 6 months when I realized, like, wow, you can actually get money from this. And a lot of my friends with 50 to 100,000 followers on Instagram, which have a much bigger platform than me, are getting paid by these big companies. Quicksilver, Ruka, Roxy, Billabong, they're paying my friends monthly. And I'm like, wow, that's where it could be. And the kind of money that comes out of it, it's not a little bit of money, it's a lot of money. And of course, you have your responsibility to give back and do your photo shoots, do your posts, do your community events. But the amount of money they give you, that much more effort you got to put into giving it back. So the past 6 months, I've been getting nothing in the thousands or anything, but maybe like, hey, like, can you post this? We'll give you $150 to $200 for this post. And I'm like, for sure. And I know that sounds like a lot, and I'm stoked on that. $200 to press a button and post, that's pretty good. But the amount of money that can come out of social media is crazy. And
Insane.
I hear some of my friends' rates, and some of my super popular friends are charging thousands of dollars for one post.
Wow.
And for me, I know what my worth is. I don't have. I don't want to say I have a ton of followers on Instagram, but I have enough where I do have a kind of influence on a small amount of people. So, $100 or $200 per post is pretty reasonable, and that's just one way to make. Yeah, I think that's just one way to, for me to make money. And of course, I'm not paying bills or anything. I'm just, all I want is some money to fill my truck with gas, to buy me lunch. But it's kind of cool to see where my Instagram started and where it is now. And I wonder where it is going to be in 5 years from now.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. And there's something. Do you know what an Instagram theme page is?
I do not. Tell me about that.
An Instagram theme page, for short, just the shortest possible thing is, you go on Instagram, you search Earth or plants or dogs. You see a page and it's dedicated to dogs, and they post dogs, lots of dogs. It's not a person. Nice. They get a brand, a dog brand, maybe a dog treat. We'll contact them and say, hey, we want your treat on your story for X amount of time. What are your rates? They DM back this, and the transaction happens. Now, so the reason I'm bringing up theme pages is because literally a page with 240,000 followers will charge $20. $20 for a story post. You're like, what? $20? That's insane. Yeah, because these big theme pages, they don't have fans. They don't have people that like them. They look at their page because they might see something they like. Versus you, Jack, or people like your friends who are charging those rates, you have what we like to call a golden follow set. Everybody in your following, maybe not everybody, there's obviously probably some random people there, but the people that follow you, I mean, they like your stuff. Like they'll drop a like on your post. They won't see something and be like, whatever, next. Like they think what you're posting is cool because they like you as a person, which is why it's so cool that you're able to make money. You're able to provide for yourself and do stuff like that. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and thanks. And going on with that social media thing, it's really what you put out there. I obviously noticed, like, let's say I have a surfing photo that, that's kind of cool, but like, it's not like my greatest, but I have nothing to post. I haven't posted for a week. I want to keep my feed going. I'll post that up and maybe it gets X amount of likes. And that's, maybe a little below average, maybe only X amount of comments. And maybe it wasn't a lot of attention that was generated from it. And let's say I have a surfing video or a piece of content that's really good, and I'm so stoked on it. I'll put it up on Instagram, and it gets over 1,000 likes or whatever, and this many comments. And when you look at my insights, I see this many people kind of took action on my page, and so you really see like what you put out there. If it's really good, it's going to get lots of attention. It's going to get lots of likes and comments. Where if you just put something that's so out there, you're not really getting as much. So that comes down to what you want to post and what kind of your standard is to post. And for me, I have a standard. If someone sends me a photo, if it's not good enough, I'm not going to post it. Maybe I'll put it on my story, but the goal is to not share junk stuff, because when you share junk stuff, you're kind of your bar of success and your worth goes down. Where if you're sharing all your top quality pictures, then your bar is up here. And that's where companies look at you and say, like, hey, is this guy's, are these guys posts really doing really good, or are they getting, maybe one comment from a bot, and is it just kind of random people? So companies do look at your social media, your posts, your comment section, your likes, your amount of likes, your amount of everything, and they just want to see, is it worth it to send this guy stuff in return for post? So it's when you do see attention, and you do see people taking action from your post, it makes you feel good because, for me, sometimes I still trip out, like, oh, you're going to pay me this much just so I can post so nobody can care? Like, okay, but like, I don't know what you're going to get out of it. But then when I do see people buying my products that I posted about, or riding the same brand foil that I ride, or ordering the same kind of surfboard that I ride. That's when I see, whoa, my small amount of influence does have an effect on people, and it does work. So that's what's cool to see when you have, we can see other people in your community that have the same amount of influence. It's really cool when you see people that took action on your post or your story or whatever, and now they're riding the same foils as you, they're riding the same surfboard as you, or they're even wearing the same t-shirt as you, and the same clothes as you. So it's cool when you see that in your community in public.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because you're only in high school and you have all these different sponsorships. Like, what is that like? Like, walk us through like what happens.
Yeah, so when the company wants to sponsor you, there's kind of like a process that goes, you kind of go through. It really depends on the type of company and their worth. For example, the other day, this company, Driftline Board Shorts, wanted to send me these special shorts for exercise, and they're a small company, and their product, when I was looking at their product, it looked cool, and I said, yeah, for sure, let's do it. They send me a little package in the mail. They just ask for my address, give them my address, they send me a thing, and I put it on my story. And they're stoked. For them sending 2 pairs of shorts, that's nothing really. If they're running a big business, 2 pairs of, you said $50 each, they send you $100 worth of product. That's like dropping dollar bills for them. It's not, they're not losing anything, and they're hoping that with your story post, they get a few followers from that, and it generates some kind of engagement on their page. Whereas a company like Lift Foils, the foil company I ride for, they're an international company. When they reached out to me, it started with them kind of just asking me some questions like, hey, like, are you interested in this? And finally they proposed their offer. Hey, we want to give you this, and here's a contract to look over. And they gave me a contract. And what I can share about the contract is that they're giving me X amount of product for X amount of post and X amount of community relation. And in return, they're giving me X, right? So I look over that contract, look with my parents, like, is this good? Is this something I'm able to take part in, or is this kind of like a rip-off? And sometimes when companies do give you like a little contract to look over, they do give you offers. Sometimes it's not good, and that's when you're like, hey, like, sorry, like, I'm unable to
accept the offer.
Accept your offer, exactly. I'm unable to accept your offer, but in this case with the foils, it was pretty reasonable, and especially during COVID, everyone was struggling, so it was kind of rude to ask for more. And so I accepted what they gave, and it was only a year. I signed for a year with them, and I got on the phone with the manager and kind of met the team, and from there we kind of started this relationship. With my I have other clothing sponsors. I got an offer from Ruka actually to start off with a flow program, which means no payment, but just sending me boxes of stuff. And the guys are super cool. I know the guy Brophy, I met him in Hawaii, and he just called me one day saying, hey, I want to get you boxes from Ruka. I was pretty blown away, really, like, you know, and that's like something pretty big. And I actually told him no because at the time I wasn't in a position to accept product because I was working with this other company, which is one of my good friends, Kikoa Casimiro. He has his brand Ava. And I was just starting getting into his kind of thing. He was launching this new line of clothes, and he wanted to sign me a contract with some payment, and in return, you're exclusive, which means as an exclusive athlete, you're only wearing their clothes, you're only repping their stuff. And I kind of thought to myself, like, wait, am I in a position to only wear this brand of clothes and not accept clothes or deals from anyone else, and I was not in the position to do that. So I told him no, but I was still able to help out with his shoot. So we did a full photo shoot, a few days of shooting all his clothes, and this line is now launched. My pictures are all over their website, their Instagram. I think I'm getting a wall or a window picture in Locomotion Coca Marina of me wearing their clothes. And for that was more of just like a flow deal. I got to keep a bunch of hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of clothes for free, which is cool. And in return, I'm helping out a friend. So going on like with the whole Ruka thing, it was an exclusive offer where I would have to be exclusive. And I think about it, for days and weeks, and I discuss with my parents, is this really what I want? I mean, is this what I need? And for me, since there was no payment involved, I told the guys, thank you very much, but I'm unable to accept this offer. And they said, don't worry at all. Come to us if you ever want to accept that offer. And they kind of just left the door open. So right now, my main focus is just school, really, and all this other sponsored stuff is kind of just on the side. So that's where I kind of draw the line between, like, am I going to be a full-on professional athlete, or am I going to go to school? And at this stage, I'm focused on school, and whatever companies want to send me stuff, I'm willing to accept. But an exclusive offer with a big brand is just something I'm not really looking for right now. Yeah, it's a lot, and I'm just not in a position to accept that. So that's kind of what happens when a sponsor comes to reach out to you. It's just a lot of communication and phone calls and looking over contracts if there is one, and kind of understanding what your role is and what your responsibility is, as well as knowing your worth and knowing what you want out of that company.
Who was your first sponsor?
Honestly, there's many levels of like being a sponsored athlete, I'd say. When I was 10 years old, I used to go to Banan every day after school. And there's a Banan truck right up the street from my house. And I used to sit on the refrigerator and do my homework after school. I made friends with the guys who owned it, and I just had nothing else to do after school, so I just rode my bike there and eat Banan after school. And after the numerous bowls that I've paid for with my money, with my mom's money, they kind of just started giving me free bowls because I go there every day. And finally met the owners, and they came up to me one night. I was in sixth grade, like, hey, do you want to be a Banan drum, maybe a Banan sponsored rider? I was like, oh, what? Like, totally, like, that's so sick. Now I don't really think of that as a sponsor. I kind of think of that as just like, some friends who, like, if I walk in there, I get a free bowl or whatever. But when I was in sixth grade, I was so psyched on that, and just to get free stuff from someone was epic. And then, a year later, a super small logo shirt company from California wanted to send me a few shirts, and that was like pretty cool. I'd say my first kind of like actual sponsor was Toes on the Nose Clothing. They reached out to me. They're a pretty big clothing brand, a surf-related clothing brand, and they reached out to me. I had a call with the guy. I told him I'm not in a position to accept money right now. All I want is free stuff, and as much as I need, that's what I want from you guys. And they said, no worries, that's easy. It's just product. In return, I can give you as many social media posts as you want and tag you and everything. So they sent me a huge box of stuff and kept sending me boxes every few months. And that was like pretty active. That was my first real clothing sponsor. And from there, since I never signed a contract, it kind of allows me to be free with different companies. So the different companies kind of hit me up and say, like, hey, can we send you this? I'm in a position to accept instead of saying, no, I'm on contract. I cannot be exclusive to this company. So that allowed me to, get clothes from other people, and going on with, Lift Foils is probably my biggest sponsor right now. They're sending me to Oregon next week on a paid-for sponsored trip to go shoot a bunch of content with their new products, as well as do a foil race. So that's probably my biggest sponsor right now. They're doing a lot for me. But yeah, that was kind of my first sponsor. I could say it was Banana Bowls, but I guess my first official sponsor was Toes on the Nose.
Yeah, so we're talking about this a little bit before the show, but you said one of your sponsors is sending you out to Oregon to compete?
Yeah, so Lift Foil is the foil company that I ride for. Part of the contract was if I needed to go anywhere for a lift event or a foil event or race or any sort of contest, their responsibility was to pay for it and get me there. And there hasn't been any races since COVID, right? So this summer, actually last week, I was supposed to do a channel crossing on my foil from Molokai to Oahu. And that got canceled. That was going to be my first big race. And no one's done a race since 2019. So now that California's kind of lifted COVID restrictions, it's allowed me to go there and participate in this hydrofoil race in the Columbian River, which is a river where the wind blows one way and the river flows this way. So with the wind pushing swells this way and the river pushing it this way, it creates these big swells that stack up, and that's what you ride for 8 miles down the coast. 8-mile race. And when I heard they were running that, I instantly called my team manager at Lyft and said, "Hey Matt, how are we going to get me here? And what can we work out?" And we talked. He said, "Yeah, like we'll pay for this, and this." And one of my filmers, my friend, I told him, like, "Hey, what if I bring one of my filmers, and can you pay for his trip too? And in return, we can get this much content. We can film as many videos and get as many pictures for your website, for social media, anything that you need from us, we can give you in return for you paying an entire trip to Oregon." So that's kind of what I'm doing next week. As much as it is for fun, there's a business part of it where, if they need this, I gotta go out and do this, shoot with them, or ride this piece of equipment in this setting. So it is kind of like a business trip, but it's also going to have a lot of fun. And I am going to get to my first hydrofoil race. That's pretty exciting.
All right, Jack. Obviously, surfing, being an athlete, that is one side of your life, but something you've peaked at multiple times so far is school, your academic life, your academic profile. While many like to have mixed opinions on school and how it plays in your life, so people like it's important, not really important. I like to generally think it is pretty important, especially since we go to a school that values your future, that values where you're going in your next stage in life, college. Jack, this is kind of going to be a multi-question, one question kind of question. If you don't mind me asking, what is your GPA? And how do you really, this is a big question, how do you balance school and your extracurricular activities?
So that's a pretty funny question, because I truly don't know my GPA. I want to say it's 3.6, 3.5. I'm not really always monitoring it, but balancing school and my social life and my life outside of school is something that I've actually struggled with. It's something that I kind of gotta pay attention to and know how much time I can spend at school, as well as how much time I need to spend outside of school, and that goes back to the work hard, play hard kind of thing. How hard do you have to work, and how hard can you play after school, and how much time do you have to do both? So, balancing school has been tricky for me. There's been many afternoons where I just don't really, first of all, want to do my homework, and second of all, don't have time. Maybe I'm slammed with this event after school that I'm going to, or maybe I'm just beat down from school. But I'd say that going to a private school, your responsibility just to your parents is a respect kind of thing. Is just to try your best and do it, and not flunk out or fail or skip and give your 110% every time you show up to class. So kind of going off that, it is my responsibility to go to school and try hard. And I just think how much my parents give to me and how much freedom they let me have and how much time they let me do what I love to do after school. When I'm in school, I do gotta focus on my school responsibilities and everything that comes with that. It is a struggle at times knowing that school does matter and that you're not just stuck in emotions. I try not to wrap my head around that so much of getting a 4.0 GPA and getting this many grades and this many extra credit points so I can go to college that is, an Ivy League school or whatever. And if that is your goal and if that is your dream to go to Stanford with everything extra credit from high school, that's amazing. That's good for you, and I 100% respect that. And if that's what you want, it's inspiring. But for me, that's not what I want. And I'm really not too concerned about grades or anything. What I am really concerned about those my actual learning. And I know there's some people who really don't care what we learn at school. But for me, I'm really fascinated by certain topics at school and the conversations that come out of them and just the kind of takeaways every day from my classroom setting. And I'm not trying to go to Harvard or Stanford or anywhere like that. But my goal is to graduate high school with a better understanding of our world and knowing that I graduated trying my best and that I didn't cheat or beat the system any way. I just did it just like everyone else did, and I put my effort in as a respect to my parents. So that's my goal for school. It's just graduate.
That's so interesting. Like that's such an interesting take because like commonly it's either, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to grind and I'm going to get super good grades, or I don't care about school and I'm just going to go and do super good extracurricular activities. But you're both, and then the school you have more of a perspective of like, I'm just here to learn and try my best, but I don't need to get these A's or take these certain classes to reach this goal that society and others say I need to.
And I think a big part of our generation is questioning: is our school system outdated? Is it still efficient? And for sure, the school system that we do every day along with the rest of America works just fine. I think with classes like GSD and competency-based learning, that's proof of us moving forward and adapting the school system to today's generation. But I think that the amount of learning, the amount of growth that comes out of school and that I can take away is up to me. And that's really, I just really enjoy learning. Doesn't have to be learning math. It can be learning about surfing. It can be learning about relations with your friends. It can be learning about anything that you're interested in. If you're just learning, if you're getting new information and meeting new people and experiencing new things, that is a form of learning, and I'm all for it. I just want to learn, really. And I really enjoy learning, and school for me is the space where I can learn, and it's not about getting an A. It's not about being in every honors class. It's not about graduating with extra credit, going to Stanford or Harvard or whatever Ivy League school. For me, it's about just finishing it and getting as much as I can out of that experience. So that's my kind of outlook on school.
You're going through school, you're getting all this followers, which somewhat equates to, I guess, clout. How do you know the intentions of the people around you? Because what's your gauge for that? And how do you...
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't want to sound like
No,
I try to when I talk about this, I try to treat myself as every other normal teenager, because I am friends with a lot of, I guess you could say, famous people, professional surfers with hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and everything. And when I finally get to know them, they're just regular people. There's nothing special about them. Just because they're famous on Instagram doesn't make them different. They're people that make funny jokes, that say stupid stuff. There's really no difference between me and them. So a lot of people do, like, I'll see people in public and people come up to me and say, like, what's up? And for me, I just kind of, I think it's cool, but I don't really understand sometimes, like, especially because, like, I'm not famous on Instagram. Like, I have, a couple thousand followers, but I wouldn't consider myself some celebrity or anything, but some people treat me like that, and I get kind of confused sometimes, like, oh, why are you treating me like this? But it's flattering, when people come up to you and say, like, oh, what's up? You're Jackfromtown. Like, yeah, man, like, good to meet you. What's your name? It's a lot of younger kids that maybe like in middle school that do that, as well as, I mean, some people my age too. Like, I'll see mutual friends, or I'll meet people that we have mutual friends, and when I get to know them, they're like, oh, what's up, bro? Like, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, oh, that's sick. Like, nice to meet you. And it's pretty obvious when people are like trying to, be your friend just to be your friend, and when someone's trying to be your friend because they really like you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've never, at school, it's a little different. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't think a lot of my friends don't really care. I think that not a lot of people care that I have some followers on Instagram, or I do stuff with brands, and I think a lot of people think it's cool, and a lot of people like me for that, but I don't think that a lot of people are too, like, their heads aren't really wrapped around, like, oh my gosh, she's doing this and this and this, and it's more of a, just, I'd like to surround myself with nice people, and I know if you're nice, or if you're just kind of petty or whatever. But yeah, I can choose who I want to surround myself around. So at school, I choose my friends. I choose the people I hang out with, and it's the people who are nice to me, and I'm nice back to them. So
that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I think it's cool that the environment, I think, especially, and obviously you have a great circle, Jack. People around you, they're there to support you for the most part, and especially your family and your parents as well. I mean, I can clearly tell that, and there's definitely a lot of people that we know that struggle with this, and including ourselves at times. I mean, and it's not just has to do anything with followers or whatever, but like what do the people around you, like, what do they value? Do their values align with what you value?
Of course, I try to surround myself with people who think the same way as me and believe the same things as me. But there's also no harm in surrounding yourself with people who think the opposite of you. And as long as that opposite way of thinking isn't politically wrong or racially, or as long as that view isn't a topic as long as it's an appropriate view, then I have no problem surrounding myself with people who think differently than me. And I think it's great when you are surrounded with different thinkers and different kind of people. But my friends are just positive, and they're nice people, and obviously I think they're great, and they think I'm great, and that's why we're friends. And if I didn't think you're great, if I thought you were lame or rude or disrespectful or mean, I wouldn't be your friend. And I think everyone kind of can agree that the people that they surround themselves with are the people that they want to be surrounded with.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this, like, you got this. You're infectious. Like, the way you act and the positivity you bring and things like that, it's infectious to the people around you.
It is, bro. It is.
Thank you.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I need to go out now, go do a couple 100 good deeds or something like that. Compliment people.
Oh, thanks.
You spread really positive energy, and it's something that a lot of people don't try to, but don't. you are a very positive person, and even we're not even near each other. We're miles away, and it's resonating through a screen. That is something that a lot of people don't have, and that's gonna serve you really well. And it's pretty cool, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, well, that's really flattering. I think thank you guys for the kind words, but it really comes down to the amount of people that have been so kind to me and so supportive of me, and that's my responsibility to give it back to my friends and family and everyone who I associate with. So yeah.
So what's going on in your future? Are you looking like start your own brand, you know, do YouTube, things like that?
Yeah,
what's in your future?
I really haven't thought about that question really. What separates me and my other surf friends is that I go to school and that my education comes first. And honestly, I'm not trying to be a professional surfer. I don't really want to. But if my path, if my passion for the ocean leads me down that path, then that's great. And if it doesn't, then that's great too. And I've always thought of surfing as something I just do for fun. And I never really thought I'd be good at it. I never thought that it would take me to where I am. I always thought that, oh, it's just something you do with your family on the weekend. And now that I am good at what I do, and now that I have this social media platform that I can grow, it does get me thinking like, oh, what would I do with it? My goals for the future would be to definitely get bigger sponsors, get paid more, with that comes bigger opportunities. And social media wise, I started TikTok 2 weeks ago. Before that I had 200 followers. I would post surfing videos that would get 1,000 views or so, whatever. And
I was there. I'd like to say that I was there. I was there.
Yeah, so I don't know. Some of you know, but I had this TikTok craze where I just post like cringy dance videos because I thought it was fun, and I loved it. But I didn't realize people were like actually watching me, and kind of got out of hand. I deleted it. I was like, you know what? I do not need this in my life. The app was toxic. It was addicting, and it was just doing me no good. So I deleted it. Then I re-downloaded it about 3 or 4 months ago, posted one video of me doing a backflip on a foil, got 5,000 views. I was like, no way, that's like not that bad for just getting TikTok. Maybe I'll start posting more videos, and I posted more, they got maybe, another 5,000 views, and it kind of just flopped. And I kind of like gave up on TikTok. I had 200 followers, and my account was not growing at all. And it wasn't until 2 weeks ago I posted a foiling video that now has 1.8 million views. Subash was there.
I was there.
Yeah, you're one of the first ones there. That video now has 1.8 million views on TikTok, and I know that's not, that's a lot, but it's not a lot for TikTok. There's videos with much more attention. But for me, I was kind of blown away at the story behind it. Is I posted it at 11 in the morning, just like whatever. It's a cool video. It's probably gonna get a couple hundred likes. And my friend texted me in the evening when I got home. He says 44K. I go, what? I haven't been on my phone all day. He's like, on TikTok, go open your app. And I open my phone, and the notifications are just, whatever, 100 comments, 200 followers, this many likes. And I'm like, what? Like, this is kind of cool. Like 44K, like that's pretty crazy. And I walked inside. I was like, hey, Mom, Dad, look at this. My video got almost 50,000 views on TikTok. They're like, okay, like cool, like whatever. Like they don't really know like a lot about TikTok. And I keep refreshing, and there's followers and likes and comments, and I'm like kind of like, oh wow, like this is interesting. I'm not like super hyped, and I'm not like, I've always thought like, oh, I wonder what it's like to get a bunch of views on TikTok, like whatever, Addison Rae or all those big TikTokers. I wonder what it's like to have all these notifications. And when I'm getting all these notifications, I kind of just like, okay, like whatever, like I'm not really too concerned. Then I opened my phone the next morning. I went to bed that night, had 60,000 views. I opened my phone the next morning to 200,000. And I'm like, what? Like, this is kind of crazy. Like, it grew overnight. I got maybe another 1,000 followers on TikTok. And same thing, open my phone the next night, go to bed with almost 400,000, wake up the next morning with 600,000. And it took about 3 days to reach 1 million. Finally reached 1 million views. I was like, wow, that's crazy. What do I do from here? So I posted, there's 200 comments asking a ton of questions. What is this? How are you flying above water? And I went out in the ocean with my GoPro on my foil, and I talked to my camera explaining in a 20-second video what hydrofoil is and how it works. Posted that. That is at 500,000, and I was like, oh wow, like this is. I'm not. There's not 1 million views, right? But it's still good. It's still going, and I'm still getting followers. Kept posting videos, answered a few more questions, posted a few more foiling videos, and then I was on Maui last week, and I had my camera out, my GoPro, just we're just filming each other foiling, and my friend's like, "There's a huge turtle up here." I was like, "What?" Start my camera. I was like, "Hey guys, what's up? When you see huge animals in the ocean, this is what it looks like," or something like that. And I pointed the camera as I foiled by this huge turtle. It made a big splash, and I was like, yeah, well, that's what happens when you see animals in the ocean. We just foil around them. It was the dumbest video, pretty cringe, and I was like, I'm just going to post this. I posted it.
1.9.
1.9, yeah, it was crazy. So I come home, and it's at like 6,000 views. I was like, oh, like that's pretty good for being away from my 6,000 views in 2 hours. That's like not bad. And people are like commenting, and then go to bed, wake up in the morning, and it's like 25,000. I was like, okay, well, like it's not 1 million, but like it still got some attention. And then as the day went on, that's when it started really going up. And then I wake up the next morning to 900,000 views. I was like, oh, this is gonna hit 1 million today. Hits 1 million. Now it's almost at 2 million, and the truth is I don't even know like how that happened. I think it's just half luck, half like creative content, and the more interesting content that you put out there, people see it and it gets views. So I don't even know, 13.
You have 13
followers.
I have your TikTok open right now. And a you have 13.2.
Yeah, well, yeah, so about every time I open my phone now, I'm getting about 100 followers per hour or two, which is kind of crazy.
Crazy.
And it's all pretty unexpected. I was like, it's kind of like, it's a lot for me, and I kind of just laugh. It's something to laugh about. Like, oh, what are the odds that your TikTok blows up? No one really takes TikTok seriously. And to tell you the truth, the only reason why I'm continuing this is to get followers on Instagram from TikTok. I really don't care about my TikTok views. I could have 13,000 followers on TikTok, or I could have 13. It does not affect my life at all. It's just a dumb app. And I realized that, I can get Instagram followers from TikTok because my Instagram is linked to my TikTok, and that's why I'm going to keep it going, just so I can get Instagram, because honestly, Instagram is probably the most used social media platform, and that's how you get attention, and that's how you get people to notice you. So
that's how you get long-term fans, bro. Yeah,
and it's been working. I've noticed a little upstream in my follower count every day, which is just kind of cool. But yeah, it's fun. I keep posting these TikTok videos and seeing how many. I posted one today or yesterday, and it's at like 60-something thousand, which it's good, but it's not like 1 million, right? But if I just keep posting, I think that it goes up and down, so it's cool. But I tried YouTube. It's hard to grow. You got to be consistent. Yeah. You got to be interesting, and honestly, I just do not have time. I strongly considered starting a full vlog, but I just don't have the time. Yeah, I'd love to vlog every single day, but I just don't have time to do that, and I don't have the energy and the resources. And right now, what I can do is Instagram, so I'm focused on that.
Aren't you bringing a filmer to Oregon with you? Is that
yeah? So
Yeah.
So I have my filmer. Me and my filmer kind of talked about like, oh, what if we started a vlog? Of course, I would have to pay my filmer if he's dedicating whatever X amount of days of his week to shooting a vlog to produce a 10-minute video every week. And I kind of thought like, first of all, I don't have enough money to just be paying this guy weekly. And second of all, how much time is it going to take to grow a YouTube channel? So
my question, I think this might be my biggest question today. There's a lot of people, and I mean, we don't know how many viewers this is going to get. We're hoping this will be our biggest episode. A lot of the people that are going to be listening, if they're coming from you especially, they're going to be probably people who realistically want to be you. They want to be Jackfromtown. They want to have the sponsorships. They want to have the followers. And a lot of even my friends who are surfers, they won't admit it, but I mean they have in the past, but now they wouldn't. I mean, they're trying to do what you're doing. And to the people out there, specifically the kids, you know, because maybe there's adults, but whatever. Point is, to the kids, the kids that are our age, the 14s, the 15s, 16s, you know what I mean? What would you say to them, right? Like how would you recommend they start?
This is
motivation. Like there's a
this
lot.
This is actually a question that I kind of thought about, and last night when I was going to bed, I was like, oh wow, like this is probably a question they're gonna ask. So kind of thought about a response, but first of all, being in high school is pretty frustrating at times. It's confusing. There's so many people telling you different things. You have your friends, you have your non-friends who hate you or whatever, and you have all these different people at school who like and dislike you. And for me, freshman year was kind of tricky. A lot of people kind of told me whatever I'm doing on Instagram was lame and that no one cared, and that no one cares about my sponsored post or my ad post. And a lot of people told me like, hey, like I follow you on Instagram. That's like super cool what you're doing, and like I really like your videos. And whenever people would say that to me, it meant a lot because I'm just this small account on Instagram trying to do my best to give back to the people who support me. So with all this negative and positive feedback, I kind of learned to care about what matters to you and care about what you truly care about. Because if you're trying to do stuff that you think is going to impress other people just to impress them, or just like if you're not truly doing it for yourself, then like what's the point? There's no point in it, and it's not doing you any good. So when you find something that matters a lot to you and that you enjoy doing, for me, what I did was I continued to do that no matter what my response was from my peers, my teachers, classmates, anyone, whatever they told me. I kept doing what I was doing and I didn't change anything. And I was persistent and blocked out hate, any negative stuff I kind of just pushed to the side and proceeded on this positive line of me, myself, and I, and doing what makes me happy. So with school and people who want to, start their own social media, go for it, do it. And it doesn't matter if you're getting 50 likes and you only have 100 followers. If you think it's great to put out on the internet what you want to put out, then go for it. That's great that you want to do that, and it shows a lot of confidence, I think. And I think that putting out photos on the internet of yourself or what you like to do shows confidence. And the people who are hating on you, telling you whatever you're doing is lame, they're just insecure. And it comes down to like, well, would you want to post photos of your surfing videos online? Like, no. Well, then keep that to yourself. And I think that being motivated with what matters to you is the most important thing. And starting social media, starting any sort of platform on your own, 100% go for it. Because if it matters to you, it matters to other people as well.
what do we say? What do we say after that? I mean, seriously, dude, you're muted.
I know.
Or I'm talking to Subash. Sorry. What do we say
It's
after
hard.
that?
How do you respond to that?
Gosh.
There's not a lot of people that will sit here and confidently, or really no one will sit here and confidently say that. Like, what people, judgment is such a thing that controls us. It's controlled me in the past.
Oh, for sure. It controls me too every day.
Yeah. Judgment is such a scary thing. And I think a lot of people struggle with that, especially like literally like musicians, right? People doing what you're doing,
for sure.
Writers, this and that. Anybody that's doing something creative and is putting it out to the world fears judgment, and it's something that holds people back. It's a roadblock, and that's something, especially when we started this podcast, dude. We were like, how are our peers gonna interpret this? Like, are they gonna that's something that we were struggling with, and we still are. Like, of course, we're gonna still keep thinking, right? But we're just gonna like we're trailblazing on through the judgment, and the same goes for you, dude. I mean,
well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. The people who do kind of give you grief and hate on this podcast, they're insecure. They don't really. They want to be you. That's what it comes down to. They want to be you. They want to have the confidence to talk on camera, to put themselves out there on Spotify and Apple and YouTube, everything. And the people who tell you that this is great, they're nice people, but they're also confident in what they do. They want to see success of other people. But yeah, I mean, I struggle with self-confidence too. I act confident. I try to be as confident as I can because I like fake it till you make it. That's a real thing. And if you act confident and have confidence in yourself, it will push you forward. With Instagram, it's, I post some stuff that's cringe, my TikTok, some stuff's cringe. But like, I don't really care. I'm doing it because that's what people want to see. And a lot of the hate I get is from kids my age. I don't see adults hating on me. I don't see well-known people or professional surfers or professional athletes or brands hating on me. It's people who are my age who are just insecure. And I've kind of learned to just block them out because it doesn't really matter. Because it doesn't matter to me, why should it matter to you? Like, you should just be nice to everyone. And if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. So yeah.
It's funny because because it's probably the parents telling them be more like Jack, and then they form resentment. So I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, my parents tell me too, like, be like so and so, be like so and so. Don't you want to be like this guy? Don't you want to be like this guy? And a lot of my role models are some of my friends too, such as like Kai Lenny, one of the best modern day watermen.
Yeah.
He's my friend, and he's someone who I really, really, really look up to, someone who I admire, someone I aspire to be like. And I think it's pretty awesome that I can call him a friend, and if I see him surfing or foiling, I can say what's up. And we're on that first name basis. We know each other. We hang out with each other when he's on Oahu, and it's just really special when you have someone you look up to that you can be friends with. That goes for all the other professional athletes and brand and company managers that I know. So,
what's that relationship like? Because, like you said, Kai Lenny is like one of the goats.
Yeah. Kai Lenny is the greatest modern day waterman, and just to be able to hang out with him is just so awesome, because every time I hang out with him, I learn a lot from him. I learn what kind of person he is. Most of all, he's the most outgoing, positive person. He came to Oahu a few weeks ago, and I gave him a call. I said, "Yo, what's up? Do you want to go do a downwind foil run?" And he was so pumped on it, and just the fact that he's so amped on hanging out with, obviously, my friends and I we aren't professional surfers. We aren't well-known people. We're just some foilers who want to hang out with him and foil with him, and he's so pumped to do that. And one thing that really stood out the other day was he was driving me back to my truck at the start of the run, and some guy came up to him, some guy who I know, and he's kind of just some random nobody, And he goes, "Oh, what's up, Kai? Like, how are you doing?" And Kai's like, "Hey, man," like, Kai had no idea who this was, okay? And he goes, "Hey, man, like, how are you? How's the wave stand?" He started a conversation, and I saw that, and my respect for him just went up so much more, just because the fact that he can do what he does and be the type of athlete he is, as well as have that personal and social skill to show interest in everybody, is something that I truly admire, and I strive to be like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so cool how you're so calm about this. You're like, just hanging out with Kai the other day.
It's
my truck.
It's kind of funny
I
because
don't think and I think in a way it's like he's also your friend too, but it's like we see him differently than you because we don't know him personally.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
but like
before I knew him,
it's so
before
really
I knew
cool,
him, yeah, before I knew Kai, hanging out with him was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And then when you hang out with him, it's like, oh, he's another person. Like, it's cool. Same thing goes for TikTok. Before I posted that TikTok video, I was like, oh my gosh, how crazy would that be to get 1 million views on TikTok and have your notifications blowing up? And then it happens. I'm just like, oh, okay, like, it's just some likes, it's just some comments, and the past week that's kind of got me thinking, like, wow, my reaction to this whole TikTok thing isn't like as crazy as I thought it would be. And that same thing goes for meeting crazy, famous people. And you meet them and you think it's gonna be awesome, and then you meet them and you realize, oh wait, they're just people, and they're just like me, they're just like you, and the only thing that's sets them apart is their social media following. And when you think about it, it's like so crazy to meet someone with a ton of followers and you finally meet them in real life, and really the type of person they are determines how much you want to look up to them. Because I know professional surfers and professional athletes who I've met, but their personality is just kind of off. It's not really like, they're not really super friendly. My respect for them just goes down, down, down. Where before I used to look up to them and think that they're the greatest person ever, and now I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, he's cool, he surfs good, but he's not the nicest guy. It's whatever. So the goal is to be the best at what you can be, the most well known, and still give back to your community and be personal and give back to everyone that gives attention to you.
So to all the fans that stuck around to, this episode's going to be long. It might be 2 hours. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, shoot. Yeah.
What do you have to say to him?
Well, first of all, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. I mean, that means a lot to me as well as you guys. Even if you fast forward through half of it just to listen to key parts, that means a lot. And I think that it's just super cool that we have created this student-run conversation, and we can talk about all these different topics, and knowing that someone is going to listen to this, doesn't matter if it's 10 people or 1,000, at least someone's going to listen to this. And I hope that someone has something to take away, and I hope that whatever I say inspires whoever's listening to chase their dreams, do what they feel is right, as well as block out the negative comments and the hate that comes from other people when you're just doing what you want to do. I do want to, just one thing I want to talk about, this kind of goes back to the school thing, but
go ahead.
What's really helped me in high school especially is having a solid relationship with your teachers and deans. For me, talking to adults is something that's super easy, and for other people, talking to adults could be very scary. And I think that once you're able to kind of cross that line and have an open conversation with your teachers and be straight up with them, that makes school so much easier. For me, I see some of my teachers in public, and it is, everyone can know, like, seeing your teacher is kind of awkward in public. Like, oh, I saw them at the grocery store, like, hey, what's up? But, like, it's kind of weird when they're outside of the school setting. But with me being able to relate to my teachers outside of school, it's helped me develop relationships with certain teachers that carry into school. And for example, my dean, there's days I remember in freshman year when I went into her office she would ask me a simple question like, oh, can you come into my office so I can give you your new ID card or something like that? And I end up staying in her office for 45 minutes just because we're talking about her life and my life. And I think having that open relationship with the teachers is really great, because if you're all closed, like you don't want to talk to adults, then that's just you're just losing out on that opportunity to connect with people.
Yeah. Teachers are humans too. Teachers are people too.
Exactly.
Jack, if there's anyone out there that wants to follow you or see what's happening with your life, where can they find you?
Yeah, so Instagram at Jackfromtown, no spaces, no caps. All my social media, YouTube, everything, Jackfromtown, TikTok. Add me on Snapchat, add me on every social media app. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I check my DMs every morning. Even in my request, I'll go through that. And if there's actual people trying to reach out to me, I accept. And just don't be shy, because I know that I get shy sometimes messaging people with big followings, but when they respond, it's sick. And just remember, like we're all just high school students. There's nothing scary or crazy about one person and the other. So if you just have any questions or comments or anything, just feel free to message me, Snapchat me, email me, jackfromtown@gmail.com. Anything, reach out, and I will answer.
All right, if you guys are listening, if you made it all this way, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed today's podcast, subscribe. Drop a big fat subscribe down below and leave us a comment. What was your favorite part? Do you have any questions for me, for Jack, for Coco, any of us? Leave them down below. Drop a like as well. If you guys are over on Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review. Write something nice as well. Spotify, drop us a follow. Other than that, thank you for letting us fill you in. We will see you guys in the next episode.